Stretch a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can tell from, you know, why. Yeah, one day maybe I'll be like that.
We'll lead out the way.
We're at day 56, Osho last in the evening. Make it a point now to give more and more emphasis to the inner, more and more time and space to the inner, and it is only a question of remembering. Slowly, your consciousess takes a turn, and when you start facing yourself, you are facing the greatest phenomenon, the most exquisite, the most beautiful experience of life, because you are seeing life in its intrinsic grace and splendor. Man is born with a very small flame of godliness within him, but it is hidden behind layers and layers of darkness. So whenever one enters oneself, first one has to pass through a jungle of darkness, and that's what scares many people. Many people try to go in, but then they escape again because that darkness makes them very afraid. It looks like death. The Christian mystics have given it the right name, the dark night of the soul. But one has to pass through the dark night, otherwise there is no dawn. The dark night is the womb for the dawn. The masters need to help you while you are passing through the darkness. Once you have seen your own light, there is no need for any help. You are grateful to the master, but you have come home. The journey is over. Whenever you have time, forget the outer. It is superficial. Dive deep into the inner, and you will find the light that is our very life. The light that is the stuff that we are made of, and of which the whole universe is also made. In the old days, that stuff was called God. Now, that word has become a little dangerous. People don't like that word. It looks a little old-fashioned. It smells of priesthood, churches, and the smell is not good. So I don't say you will encounter God within, but I can't help it. You will. That light is what God is, and unless you know that you are something eternal, which cannot be destroyed by anything, you remain on the circumference, accidental. Religion is nothing but the simple art of dissolving yourself into the whole. The whole is called God. That is why the man who has attained to God is called holy. He has become whole. He is no longer separate. He has dropped that stupid idea of being separate. He is no longer like an ice cube. He has melted and merged into the ocean. The moment is the moment of great bliss. And after that, one can never fall from bliss. There is no way to fall. Even if one wants to be miserable, one cannot be. The ordinary person who lives like an eagle tries hard to be blissful, but he cannot be. He remains miserable. And the surrendered person, even if he tries to be miserable, cannot be. Bliss is the consequence of surrender, and misery is the consequence of resistance. Once your inner light is found, your life is nothing but pure bliss. It is not only bliss for you, it becomes contagious. It starts affecting other people. Those who are receptive will start feeling something that they are close to you. Their hearts will respond. Some bells will start ringing in their beings, a kind of synapsy. One man becoming blissful can trigger a process in thousands of people. Hence my interest is not in society, but in individuals. If I can transform a few thousand people, that will do. They will initiate thousands more, and it is an unending process. It goes on and on. Man is not as small as he appears from the outside. He contains the whole sky within. Contains all the oceans. Yes, he looks like a dewdrop, but his appearance is very deceptive, and science is still working on his appearance, the dewdrop. Those who have penetrated deep into human consciousness were surprised to find that as you go deeper, man becomes vast. When you reach his very core, he is the whole universe. And that is the experience of godliness. Meditate and go deeper inward. It is already there. You just have to uncover it.
I think that's alluded to the fact that dying becoming a small factor. So you cannot just underestimate somebody just because height, size, weight.
Gender.
I just left my whole self. Smart ass over here. Poor child. Stop stealing my shine.
Tyler's trying to say Osho.
I'm not saying anything for the last 3 weeks.
Step out for 2 seconds.
That was on
That was a good one, Sid.
I mean, he's right, but he's wrong at the same time.
Poor Tyler.
Defense, Wonder Woman's come out today.
It's Friday.
Anything that brings you bliss is nourishment to the soul. And it's not only that people's bodies are starving, their souls are starving far more. So from this moment, be alert. Choose bliss as much as possible. Avoid misery. Never cooperate with any misery that at times surrounds you. It is bound to surround you. Just like clouds come one day and another day it is sunny. Watch the clouds, watch the sun, and remember that you are separate from both. Dark moments come, light moments come. We are moving on a wheel of day and night, birth and death, summer and winter. But if we can remember that we are none of these, bliss arises. Then one is suddenly at peace with oneself and at peace with existence. That is bliss, that harmony, that accord, that attunement. And once you have learned to be blissful, your soul starts growing. Otherwise, it remains a seed. It never becomes a tree. And unless the seed becomes a tree and the tree blooms and brings much fruit, life is a waste. A miserable person, knowingly or unknowingly, goes on creating misery for others. He cannot help it. He can give only that which he has. Even if he does not want to bring misery to others, he is a victim of his own misery. Even if he wants to do some good, the ultimate result is going to be bad. In spite of all his good intentions, his actions will bring misery to people because nothing can arise out of a miserable person that can bring bliss to people. That's the very definition of good virtue. Helping people to be blissful, but you can give only that which you have. Hence, to me, bliss is virtue, the only virtue. Be blissful, that's what I teach. Don't teach you to be virtuous because that is secondary, that is a byproduct. I teach the real transformation within you. Move from misery to bliss, and then whatsoever you do will be good. It cannot be anything else.
That's resonates a lot with me for my work, for the work that I do. Dealing with a lot of, kind of hate saying this, but a lot of miserable people, kind of according to how Osho put it, and just how that, that energy just kind of like, it'll saturate you. It can be all consuming. And it's always a challenge trying to get people in touch with what brings them bliss. We get so lost in the misery, you don't even really, you lose sight of that and you remain stuck. Perpetual misery.
I can definitely relate to you on that, especially at work. I work with some very interesting people in a way. Like you said, the miserable thing is like you have to be aware of like who you are and how how other people are, and why they're miserable or why they are doing what they're doing. I got a lot of coworkers that talk smack about me, like, yeah, so and so wrote me the bus late, and this, and I'm like, hey man, he's mad anyway. Like, like I don't take none of that personal. Like he talks smack about everybody, so I don't think I'm that special. But even with people on the street, pick up people, passengers, and it's like, well, so-and-so was mad because you showed up late. Like, what do you expect? They're supposed to be mad. They've been out here for 40 minutes. You think somebody going, oh, let me give you $20 tip. Like, no. Like, so, I mean, awareness of it, like you said, when you at work, you're aware of it, and it's like, well, it can saturate you, but if you're aware, like, hey, that's the way somebody is, you can't take it like, well, personal, like, well, I did this to them, or it's the reality because it's not. That's just who they choose to be.
And sometimes if you give them another way of thinking of what they're dealing with,
Mike. Mike.
It ain't easy.
We cannot hear you.
No, I'm sorry for that. I was minding my.
He's praying?
Yeah,
Here we go.
No, but sometimes if you give people a different way of looking at something that they're, expressing their anger and so forth, may be deep-seated, but not so deep-seated they can't see through it. I was talking to a young lady, housekeeper at work, and one night yesterday, she was like, I'm working hard.
Why do you always talk to young ladies?
She's an older lady right there. I told her, she said, I'm working, I'm working hard working. I said, well, that's the same thing that you're going to be doing when you die. You're going to be doing the same task. We ain't going to be doing no different tasks than what we're doing living. So it said, be the best that you can be. And I said, you only got 5 minutes for happiness. And then it's back to dealing with what you're dealing with. So, once you are able to find contentment, and okay with what you are doing, that you can re-educate yourself and put yourself in a better posture. But just try to find a little different way of looking at something, and maybe it might pass if they find a little bit of joy. But it ain't easy, but it's not impossible, I think.
I always find it a challenge to convince a miserable person how vital it is to give time or just see that it's vital in the first place for what's the word that we're bliss.
Yeah.
For bliss. Because sometimes people are in such survival mode or such stressed out mode or whatever, under the gun type thing in their life, and they live that way on the daily, so they don't feel they have time or that it's a priority.
Right.
But yet it's affecting everything they do, and day after day they have to.
But at the same time,
And I do that to myself too.
They do need that voice for somebody to come in and tell them otherwise.
I mean, if you can rationalize that. If you can rationalize it, if you have someone identified that used to be in that mode as well, it may be a small, insignificant part of what you've been through, so far as being depressed or so forth. But if you have found your way, out of it, you can probably help somebody else. If you can, but don't pressure them. It may come straight out at you. And then you have to call upon seafood. Seafood. But sometimes you can tell if they needed assistance or something positive said. Sometimes. And then, like you said, there are those who are just resent that, resent life, resent this and that.
I feel that people are very much influenced by their surroundings, the people that they spend time with. I think it's just a matter of understanding just common sense and science and mathematics. If you have 10 positive people and then 5 miserable people, then the 10 positive people could potentially transform the 5 miserable into positive. I think we all go through moments of suffering, depression, and sadness, But we've probably experienced before when you surround yourself with like your good friends and they can uplift you, and then you forgot about what the hell you're upset about. You know, it's powerful energy when you have positivity within yourself. You can share that with other people, but it also works the opposite way. You know, there could be 10 very miserable people, and then 5 very, you know, happy people, and then those 10 miserable people could overtake the positive and turn them to be miserable as well. So when you look at the mathematics of it, if you look at a larger scale, you know, the bigger the group grows, and that's why there's so much corruption when it comes to like large groups, you know, like organizations. You know, like if you have 1 million people, like it's gonna be harder to have positivity outnumber the negativity, because negativity is so easy to generate opposed to positivity. You know, so if you are in a group of if you're outnumbered by miserable people, it's a good idea to take yourself out of that situation, develop that positivity within yourself, and seek for other people that share that energy with you. Combine the energies so then you could create more positive energy through the people that you guys are surrounded by. That's why like in this school, you know, it's not as easy to get in here than just like the average gym. So we can kind of control the energy here, make sure that everybody is getting along and positive and peaceful and sharing good energy. So we can grow the school slowly, so then it can represent more of a positive influence in the community. And you know, just notice that, you know, how important it is to develop that energy, that positivity within yourself, and how much of an impact you can have on other people from your energy. It's just, coming here really helps a lot. I mean, even, you know, when we come here, sometimes we might be doing the same exact stuff, but just the energy that we get off of each other, and we're just training next to each other, side by side, it really helps motivate, you know, all of us to reach our potential. And it's just good energy, you know, very good energy. Even if you're having a bad day and you come by, you exercise, you feel good, and you just end up forgetting about whatever you're upset about. Because essentially whatever you're upset about is essentially just your ego playing mind games on you, thinking about things that really to cause you misery. So you learn to stop thinking, you learn to meditate, you learn to just take care of your body, take care of your health, then that's how bliss will come. It'll just come on its own. But, you know, being here today really put a big smile on my face to train with you guys, and it's good energy, and I want to maintain this energy as we move forward.
Yes.
I've trained with negative people, you know, in my life, and I know the difference between this type of energy and the other type of energy. The other type of energy is like very competitive, you know, people looking at you with a smile, but then they'd actually hate you inside, you know. I know all about that type of energy. So
like my job.
At least you get the smile first. I ain't getting the smile. All like
That's my job, man. 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, good Lord. Here comes the supervisor. See, we got to teach me that sleeper hold. Because I'm going to roll her head first right out in front. You know. Yeah, one time I had a leap of faith. I was about ready to so built up with so much negativity around me that I was thinking about diving over the 95th bridge. And spoke to Mama about it. And Mama told me tomorrow's another day. And that's what I tell everybody else, what Mama said. And it sometimes makes a difference. That was the best training I had, living with Mama till I was 32.
This too shall pass.
But best training in the world.
Thank you, brother. No, I meant that seriously. That's a legit story. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes. Yes.
I think this is a space like this is kind of vital, because one of the things that I also caught in the reading, is that you need to refuel this energy, like, because it'll get depleted, and when you're in a cesspool of negativity, I don't care how positive you are, if you don't have a space where you can recharge, it's gonna get to you, and then you're gonna get pulled into it and absorbed. You gotta have a space like this. It's essential.
Yeah, I mean, just not the training, but just look at your life in general. It could be a space in your home
Yeah.
where you just recharge a bit, like a meditative space
Yeah.
to kind of calm you down. Or it could even be in your car. You know, you might not have enough
The
stuff.
engine light ain't on.
Or it could be by the beach, you know, in the forest. But we need that time to recharge, like Shaggy said. It's very important because the thing about it, when you're positive, it's like the world wants that energy from you, and they'll be quick to take it away.
Suck
But
it
then,
dry.
but then, you know, yeah. But then who's got to replace it other than yourself? You gotta replace that energy, get it back. That's why I always recommend the workout, train every day, because it's part of that time that you need to recharge.
Yeah.
You know, like I just trained my fitness clients the other day. She came in feeling all sluggish, but then after she trained, she felt a lot better, and all of a sudden she had energy to do other stuff. And just realize that that's how it is, you know. When you start doing this and you do it 3 times a week, you know, when you start, you know, some days you might feel like, man, I don't want to do it, but then if you start doing it more and more every day, it just becomes a part of you, and then you just have like this constant reservoir of energy that just doesn't get depleted because you recharge it every day. Just think about your cell phone. You leave it 3 days without, you know, charging it, then it just dies, right? So think about your body like that. Every time you train, you're recharging that energy. So try to charge it every day. You don't necessarily have to do like go heavy lifting every day. You could go light sometimes. Like this is a way of training too, just stretching, meditating, recharging. We just did a bunch of fitness in the other room. Now we're just kind of getting our energy back so we can do some other things, do some combat. So. Let's move on to the next part of the train. Just want us to do the Titan form just one.